For nearly 4 decades, the world has watched one boy grow up under the sharpest spotlight imaginable. A child walking behind his mother's coffin. A teenager photographed outside nightclubs. A young officer serving on the front line in Afghanistan. A prince smiling on his wedding day at St. George's Chapel. And then, a royal stepping back from the institution that defined his entire existence. This is not a story of rumors or palace whispers. It is a story documented in headlines, interviews, court records, and public speeches. It is about a man born into one of the most scrutinized families in modern history, and the choices he made when tradition and personal conviction collided. When Prince Harry and Meghan announced in January 2020 that they would step back as senior working royals, it shocked the United Kingdom and reverberated across the Commonwealth. The decision was confirmed by Buckingham Palace. Titles remained, duties changed, and a new chapter began across the Atlantic. But to understand that moment, to truly understand it, we have to go back much further. Back to a red-haired boy born in 1984. Back to the corridors of Kensington Palace. Back to a childhood shaped by privilege, grief, and relentless public attention. Stay with me, because the real story of Prince Harry is more complex than any single headline. And if you're interested in thoughtful, fact-based explorations of the royal family, make sure you subscribe. We look at the history behind the headlines, not just the noise around them. Prince Henry Charles Albert David was born on 15 September 1984 at St. Mary's Hospital in London, the younger son of the then Prince and Princess of Wales. Now known to history as King Charles III and Diana, Princess of Wales. From the moment he was introduced to the world on the hospital steps, cameras were present. That presence would never truly disappear. Harry grew up at Kensington Palace alongside his elder brother Prince William. Public appearances were frequent, trooping the colour, official tours, school runs captured by photographers. Yet, by many accounts, including statements made later by Harry himself, his mother worked hard to expose both boys to life beyond palace gates. Diana famously took them to theme parks, fast food restaurants, and even to see homelessness projects, aiming to broaden their perspective of the world. Then came 31 August 1997. The death of Diana in Paris was one of the most widely covered events in modern media history. Harry was just 12 years old. Days later, he walked behind her coffin through the streets of London alongside his brother, father, and grandfather. That image remains one of the defining moments of his life and of public memory. In later interviews, including his 2023 memoir Spare, Harry has spoken about the impact of that loss. He has described confusion, suppressed grief, and the difficulty of processing such a tragedy while under global scrutiny. These reflections are not speculation. They come from his own published words and televised interviews. Education offered some structure. Harry attended Eton College, following in the footsteps of many royals. He later took a gap year, traveling to Australia and Lesotho. It was in Lesotho that he began developing what would become one of his most enduring commitments: charitable work in southern Africa. In 2006, he co-founded Sentabale with Prince Siaiso of Lesotho, a charity supporting children and young people affected by HIV and AIDS. The organization continues its work today. But before charity became a central part of his public identity, military service did. In 2005, Harry entered the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. In 2006, it was confirmed that he would serve in Iraq, though the deployment was later cancelled due to security concerns. Instead, he was deployed to Afghanistan in 2007-2008, serving as a forward air controller. The news was kept under embargo by much of the British press for operational safety, but once it leaked internationally, he was withdrawn. In 2012, he returned to Afghanistan as an Apache helicopter co-pilot gunner. His service was widely reported and officially confirmed by the Ministry of Defense. For many observers, this period marked a shift in public perception. The so-called party prince narrative, fueled by earlier tabloid controversies, gave way to a more disciplined image shaped by service. And yet, media scrutiny never eased. Throughout his 20s, Harry faced intense tabloid attention. Incidents such as the 2005 Nazi costume controversy were widely covered and criticized. He publicly apologized at the time. In later years, he has acknowledged poor judgment during that period. These moments form part of the public record, illustrating how youthful mistakes can become permanent headlines when one is royal. After leaving active military service in 2015, Harry focused more fully on charitable initiatives. That same year, he launched the Invictus Games, an international sporting event for wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women. Inspired by the U.S. Warrior Games, the Invictus Games quickly became one of his most defining achievements. It positioned him not merely as a prince by birth, but as a founder and advocate with a clear mission. Then, in 2016, his personal life took a turn that would once again place him at the center of global attention. His relationship with Meghan Markle, an American actress best known at the time for the television series Suits, became public. Almost immediately, the coverage intensified. In November 2016, Kensington Palace issued an unprecedented statement condemning media harassment and racist undertones in some commentary. It was rare for the palace to intervene so directly in matters of press conduct. Harry and Meghan married on 19 May 2018 at St. George's Chapel, Windsor. The wedding was watched by millions worldwide. It was a moment of celebration, symbolizing a modernizing monarchy to some and a cultural shift within a centuries-old institution. Their first child, Archie, was born in May 2019. Their daughter, Lilibet, followed in June 2021 in California, but between those two births came the announcement that changed everything. In January 2020, the couple revealed via social media their intention to step back as senior members of the royal family. Negotiations with the palace followed. In a statement released by Buckingham Palace, it was confirmed they would no longer undertake official duties or receive public funds for royal work. They relocated to North America, eventually settling in California. Subsequent interviews, including the widely viewed 2021 conversation with Oprah Winfrey, brought allegations of internal tensions and personal struggles into the public domain. Buckingham Palace responded with a carefully worded statement, noting that recollections may vary while expressing sadness at the issues raised. Since relocating, Harry has pursued media and philanthropic ventures, including documentary production, podcasting, and the publication of Spare. The memoir became one of the fastest-selling non-fiction books in UK publishing history, according to its publisher. In it, he details his perspective on royal life, family conflict, and personal growth. Whether one agrees with his choices or not, the impact of his narrative on public discourse is undeniable. Today, Prince Harry occupies a unique position. He remains the son of the reigning monarch, King Charles III. He remains fifth in line to the throne. Yet he no longer performs official royal duties. Few figures in modern British history have navigated such a complex public evolution, from child prince to soldier, from working royal to independent public figure. What makes his story compelling is not scandal, it is tension. The tension between tradition and autonomy, between public duty and private life, between inherited role and chosen path. And perhaps that is why interest remains so strong. Because Prince Harry's life forces a broader question. In a constitutional monarchy built on continuity, what happens when one of its most visible members chooses a different direction? The sequence of events described, including a supposed February 11, 2026 custodial conclave at Windsor Castle, the activation of a Windsor Protocol, sealed annex files, MI5 advisory reviews, sovereign guardianship audits, and coordinated Gulf financial repositioning, is not supported by any verified reporting or official public record. No established news organization such as BBC, Reuters, The Guardian, or The Times has published evidence confirming that such a meeting or internal audit took place. There is also no documented proof of a Crown-supervised guardianship transfer involving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, nor any official indication that MI5 was engaged in reviewing cross-border financial or custodial arrangements connected to them. Similarly, while Prince Andrew has faced significant public scrutiny in recent years due to well-documented controversies, including his 2019 interview with BBC Newsnight and his subsequent withdrawal from public royal duties, there is no credible reporting that links him to private relocation strategies, Gulf positioning plans, or advisory influence over the Sussex family's personal decisions. Claims of sealed advisory councils, structured institutional audits into Meghan's professional partnerships, or coordinated financial mapping between California, the United Kingdom, Dubai, and Doha have not been substantiated by public filings, court documents, or palace statements. In matters involving the British royal family, verified information typically emerges through formal communications issued by Buckingham Palace or through investigative reporting by recognized media institutions. Major developments, such as the January 2020 decision by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to step back from senior royal duties, the 2021 televised interview with Oprah Winfrey, or legal proceedings involving media organizations, were publicly confirmed and extensively documented. By contrast, the scenario described above does not appear in court records, parliamentary references, or reputable journalistic investigations. When narratives introduce unnamed counsels, confidential annexes, intelligence service oversight, or coordinated cross-jurisdictional strategies without verifiable sourcing, they move beyond what is supported by publicly available evidence. In high-profile cases involving real individuals, especially members of a constitutional monarchy, it is essential to distinguish between confirmed events and unverified assertions. At present, there is no documented evidence that a February 2026 custodial restructuring, institutional audit, or Gulf-linked guardianship review involving the named royals has occurred. Prince Andrew's name continues to carry weight within public discourse, not because of any confirmed involvement in recent Sussex matters, but because of controversies that have already shaped his modern reputation. His 2019 interview on BBC Newsnight, in which he addressed his association with Jeffrey Epstein, was widely criticized and ultimately led to his withdrawal from public royal duties. In 2022, he reached an out-of-court settlement in a civil case in the United States, and since then, he has not returned to frontline royal responsibilities. These are documented events that significantly affected his standing within the monarchy and the public eye. However, there is no verified evidence that he has played any role in influencing decisions made by Prince Harry or Meghan Markle, particularly regarding their move to step back from royal duties or their relocation to North America. The tensions between Harry and the royal family are matters that have largely unfolded in public view. In January 2020, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex announced their intention to step back as senior working royals, leading to what became known as the Sandringham Summit. Following discussions with King Charles III and Prince William, it was confirmed by Buckingham Palace that the couple would no longer undertake official royal duties or receive public funding for them. This transition was formal, documented, and publicly communicated. Subsequent interviews, including their 2021 conversation with Oprah Winfrey and Harry's 2023 memoir Spare, further detailed their perspective on media pressure, security concerns, and internal disagreements. None of these public accounts referenced Prince Andrew as an architect or advisor behind their decisions. It is true that Prince Andrew's prior controversies created reputational strain for the monarchy as a whole. When Prince William and other senior royals began to assume greater visible responsibility in recent years, commentators often interpreted this as part of a broader institutional recalibration. But this recalibration appears to be tied to Andrew's own legal and reputational challenges rather than any strategic involvement in Sussex family matters. No credible reporting from outlets such as BBC, Reuters, or The Guardian has linked Andrew to custody discussions, relocation strategies, or advisory roles connected to Harry and Meghan. In reality, the story of Harry's independence and its consequences is grounded in publicly verifiable developments. After relocating to California, Harry and Meghan established Archewell, entered media production agreements, and pursued legal action against sections of the British press. Harry also continued his charitable involvement, including with the Invictus Games. At the same time, he faced legal challenges in the United Kingdom regarding security arrangements, arguing in court that the level of protection he received after stepping back from royal duties was insufficient. These cases were heard openly and documented through the UK judicial system. They reflect a broader struggle between personal autonomy and institutional framework, not evidence of hidden royal maneuvering. Public discourse often blurs perception and reality, especially when multiple royal figures carry complex histories. Prince Andrew's past controversies undeniably cast a long shadow over the monarchy, but there is no substantiated evidence that he has influenced or directed the Sussexes' decisions. The dynamics between Harry, Meghan, and the royal family appear rooted in differences over role, responsibility, media treatment, and personal boundaries, all of which have been discussed in public statements and interviews. While speculation may circulate online, credible analysis must rely on documented facts rather than inferred strategy. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a powerful reminder. Your support helps us continue sharing meaningful content with you.